welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. But if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all my socials. It'll be in the comments down below. And yeah, so this video has been highly requested since I filmed my first update video after a month of moving into Houston. And that video was just me kind of expressing my moving experience and kind of just my thoughts after 1 month. But now I've been here for 8 months. It'll be 8 months tomorrow, I believe. And I feel like I have enough information to thoroughly give you guys a proper update and explain to you what it's really like to live in this city. I made a list of pros and cons. It's a very extensive list, but I really just want to be honest with you guys and let you know what my experience has been like. But these are things that will also help you along your journey. So, you know, 1 time is a mistake, 2 times, it should be lesson learned at this point, okay? So yeah, I hope this video is really helpful. I know people have been asking me for it since, or like, you know, literally since I dropped the other one. So I really hope that you guys find information that you need. If I miss anything, if you're curious about anything, please leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to answer to the best of my ability. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the pros are hefty and they actually make my heart happy to talk about, okay? So the first thing I wrote down is cost of living. Now, if you compare it to a lot of big cities, it's pretty affordable, and especially depending on what you do for a living, you should be able to have your own space. Most of the people I know have their own apartments and they can afford that. If they do have roommates, it's by choice, it's not by force. So I would say overall, the cost of living is just pretty affordable, especially compared to bigger cities as a whole. Y'all know it's not even comparable to the north, and honestly I would argue that it's cheaper than Atlanta. So yeah, so I would definitely say cost of living is just probably #1. Okay, and the second thing I wrote down is that you can really just excel professionally here in almost anything. The job opportunities are endless. I know people who do a variety of different things and they're excelling and they're making a good amount of income as a result. I'm sure y'all know this already. People love to come here and work because they don't take out state taxes. You're seeing more of your money, which I knew about it when I moved here, but I didn't realize how much New York was eating up all my income. So being able to actually see the money that I'm making, you know, is really beneficial now, and it's nice. Like I can get used to this for sure. Okay, so my third thing on my list is that you can really just meet people and make connections really easily, just depending on what your interests are and where you decide to meet the people that you do. I just feel like people are just so open to interacting and meeting new people. I feel like there's a lot of millennials here and transplants here, so I do think that where your interests are, you'll find people there. So I honestly tell people, do not worry about meeting people once you're here, because everyone needs friends. Everyone wants to meet other people. Everyone's open to connecting for the most part. I think I said this in my first video. I haven't, you know, gotten any bad energy from people. Like, people are just pretty cool, pretty kind, you know, open, all of that. So when it comes to friends, I would say don't worry about that. If you're not social, then that might be something that you have to kind of take into account. But if you are pretty social, you'll be fine. I promise you, you'll literally be fine. And the fourth thing on my list is the fact that, baby, if you love to eat, this is the city for you, okay? Because the food options are endless. Never have I ever been in a place where I literally get overwhelmed, like at the thought of figuring out where to eat. I'm already bad at making decisions. But think about the fact that they have so many different types of cuisines. They have so much food to offer, great food. Like, I love me some sushi. I'm still looking for a good Caribbean spot, actually. So if you're based in Houston, please let me know. But when it comes to Mexican food, Spanish food, all over the place, literally on every block, I've had so much good Japanese food, Chinese food. Like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Korean food, like it's everywhere. So when it comes to food, the options are endless and they're all so good. Like, you will gain weight. I promise you, you will. It's just so good. If you're a foodie, this is the place for you, baby. Okay, I promise. Okay, and then my 5th pro on my list is the fact that there's so many things to do here, okay? So many things to do. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, based off your interests, but in general, like if you don't really know what you're interested in, if you just want to walk into something, like for example, if you're interested in museums, if you like to go to the park, if you like to just go to the mall, any recreational stuff, like anything, like indoor skydive, like the options are endless. There's so much to do here. So I feel like you really cannot be bored unless you're just a homebody. You don't really like to go anywhere. But outside, there's so much to do. So I think that that's really encouraging, because it's like, oh, let's try something new this weekend, you know? Or it's a way to gather people together and just try different things. One thing that I discovered this summer that I loved was it was a rooftop movie theater. So I would go there just to watch movies, and it was so nice. And it's like, I had never experienced something like that before, but it's the fact that like they offer that. It's like the thought for me, you know, like a rooftop movie theater. Like that's it's so clever. The views are beautiful. I think it's in Uptown. I'll probably link it below if anyone's interested, but so beautiful. And that was just reminding me that this city is really unlike any other, because the options are just there. Like, they knew what they were doing when they were creating stuff in the city. And I think that that's awesome because yeah, you just can't get bored, you know? So yeah, like I said, bars, clubs, all of that. Like if you're into the night scene, girl, plenty of options. Day scene, daytime scene, brunching, shopping, all of that. So many options. Like I just can't see how you be bored. Like there's just so much to do. I might get a little bit of heat for this because some people might not believe me or agree, but I really say that Houston is a more developed Atlanta. It's bigger, of course, but I feel like it's just a more established Atlanta. And I think that it's kind of what Atlanta wants to be. Now, whether or not you agree, that's on you. I'm really not here to chit chat about that, but I honestly feel like that's what I've noticed just because Atlanta is still developing while Houston is just like established. It is what it is and it's great. Okay, so yeah, those are basically all my pros. It's a pretty extensive list. I'm sure a lot of the stuff you've heard before, but I wanted to reiterate it because it is true. What you've heard, the rumors are true. The city does have a lot of great stuff to offer, but with all the pros also come some cons, and the cons are conning, okay? The cons are hefty as well, but they're just important to talk about because if you don't know, then this will affect you in a way that you were not expecting it to, okay? So let's dive deep in. First thing is driving in traffic, okay? I'll be honest and say that this doesn't directly affect me because what I have noticed is that it's very important, if possible, right? If possible, it's very important for you to live in an area that you work in, that you shop in, that you just enjoy being around, because if you're having to commute from one area to another, the traffic is horrendous. I know people whose commute is like maybe 20 minutes, but with traffic it's like an hour. Okay, so it's just important for you to factor that in, the fact that traffic might really be a negative factor for you depending on where you live and where you work or where you shop or where you do business or where you do activities. Like it's just important to kind of be in the same area, especially if you hate driving or if you just don't want to be around these drivers. Because another thing I should mention and emphasize is people here drive crazy. Like I've never in my life witnessed such terrible driving. I actually fear, and I'm actually like you know what I'm saying, I'm zooming, okay? One thing about me, I'm gonna get there, okay? Everyone around you is also trying to get to their location on time too, and they don't care, and they'll risk it all to get to where they're trying to go, okay? They do not care about you. The driving here is actually fearful. Like when my friends come down, they don't even want to drive. Like they tell me to drive because they can't handle it. Like it's a lot. Like people here will just cut in front of you at any time. They don't use their blinkers. They speed. Like it's insane. I've never in my life witnessed this. Mind you, I've driven in New York City and I've driven in Atlanta, okay? But driving here, they win. And so the second con on my list that I want to talk about is theft. So just like in any city, any major city, whatever, theft is real, theft is everywhere. But I wanted to make sure to emphasize this on my list because it personally happened to me. So I take full blame. I thought I had locked my car doors, but like I literally had pressed the button to lock my car doors. But in hindsight, I did not actually hear the the click, like the bing or whatever. I didn't hear it. But I remember I pressed my button, so I was like, oh, I just probably like, didn't hear it, whatever. Girl, no. That one night caused, people to take advantage and steal the stuff out of my car. So thankfully it was just replaceable items. I keep clothes and shoes in my car. They took some weights though. I was like, oh, y'all trying to work out? Like, y'all took weights. It was just weird. Like they took mad random stuff. They took my sunglasses, but they just took stuff that they could probably like resell. And I mean, I wasn't mad about it because like I said, everything that was in there was replaceable. Thankfully, I didn't have any technology, any big items, no designer, nothing like that. Like I just had regular basic items that are replaceable. So regardless, just be aware that theft is real. And it actually happened in my neighborhood that is gated. So it can happen anywhere. You're never too safe or secure to not lock your car doors, lock your apartment doors. Just keep everything locked. You cannot trust these people around you. You don't know them. One slip up could lead to a bigger result that you were not prepared for. Okay, so just please be cognizant of that. Please be safe. Lock everything up. Theft is real. Theft is real. Yeah, so really the last thing that's on my list of cons is the fact that the weather here is so unpredictable. Okay, like it was 80 degrees in December last month and now it's like 60, but the wind is blowing. It might be 20 next week. Like girl, I don't know what the weather is doing, but just be ready for whatever. Keep an umbrella on you. It rains at any given time and then it's sunshine the next like 2 hours. So just be ready for whatever. Don't get too comfortable. I guess keep a rain jacket, keep an umbrella on you, keep a jacket in your car, I would say, blankets, whatever. Just the weather is just unpredictable, okay? Basic level, unpredictable. You don't know, just be ready for whatever, okay? So yeah, I think that's my whole list. I might have missed a few things, but I think if I missed anything, it's all stuff that you probably like have already heard. And you know, this is based off my personal experience as it is, but overall these 8 months have been great. I still love it here. I still want to live here for a longer period of time. And I'm thankful for the lessons, because if I didn't learn them then I would have had to learn them later. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them down below. Please make sure to subscribe, share this with all your friends, your family, all of that. I just want this to be a resource for people to come and look back to as they're making the decision to move here or to not move here, okay? So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.